a decade, the company Neuralink has been working on a new product that may change the future of digital health.
Today, Elon Musk announced that they have implanted a chip in a human brain for the very first time. WKYT's Kelsey Soto is talking with a man from Central Kentucky who is hoping he will get a chance to personally experience the results.
In the last 5 years, Jamie Morales has come a long way.
We're still here. Like I said, we're ready. So I'm healthy. I'm, ready to do what I need to do.
The former Scott County Sheriff's deputy was shot in the back while on duty back in September of 2018. It left him mostly paralyzed, no longer able to do the things he loves, like snowboard and ride a motorcycle. But he is finding adaptations and making adjustments.
I'm lucky that, I'm in decent physical shape where I can do stuff like that. So I'd like to take advantage now while I'm young.
Last summer, we told you about his wish to be a part of the experimental Neuralink program. The brain implant was approved by the FDA back in June. On Tuesday, Elon Musk says the first chip was implanted in a person's brain.
The fact that it went, to human trials, it's a big deal. It's good to hear that it's going well.
The initial technology intends to allow people who are paralyzed to control a computer or mobile device. Eventually, the billionaire says it could even help people walk again.
Somebody's got to do it. That's the way I look at it.
Hope has served Morales well. He tells me he believes in Musk's vision and supports his grand plans.
Where most people are still stuck and fighting for, wars here on Earth, like he's thinking about beyond the stars, where can we expand humanity to?
Now he optimistically awaits a call to one day be a part of history. In Lexington, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
And Musk says the patient who received the implant is recovering well and initial results show promise. The company did face scrutiny after a monkey died during a trial in 2022.